And the way I'm kind of looking at it is, like you said, the data model is completely different. It's modernized in a lot of ways. It's more in line with some of the more expensive paid tools that people have been using, for years. So in that sense, if UA was kind of like a trusty old Ford, this is more like a Porsche. There's a few catches with that though. It doesn't really have like the steering wheel you're familiar with. It's kind of like a weird, awkward, like bicycle handlebar kind of setup. And then there's this other caveat where you actually have to have a mechanic riding around with you in the passenger seat most of the time. And actually, sometimes the mechanic needs to be in the driver's seat and you need to be in the passenger seat. So that's kind of my working metaphor for GA4. Like you're getting it for free, and it's a very modern and technically advanced data collection model. But it's just not as user-friendly and not as familiar as what we're used to. And so I think a lot of the issues stem from that. And I'm hoping the other panelists will actually have more to say on the positive side of things, because I'm generally pretty frustrated with it. I'm trying to make it work. And a lot of the good parts of it for me relate to forcing me out of my comfort zone and forcing me to kind of think of the entire kind of end-to-end solution of analytics, not just we have this tool that works and it's good, but now we have to think about, okay, where are we going to keep that data? Where are we going to push it? Where are we actually going to analyze it? And so that actually has been a net positive with the way that we're approaching analytics.
Okay, well, Ryan, I really love that analogy of, we're driving these Porsches, but we don't even really have the right steering wheels to do it. It's almost like we're F1 drivers and we're sitting there, in this race. You talked about having the mechanic, maybe even driving or in the seat next to you. Can you expand on that a little bit? Tell us, what you mean or what that mechanic is. Is it a person who's sitting there and helping do implementation and set up reports and that kind of thing? Or how do you see that?
Yeah, I guess it's partially just because of the steeper learning curve. And so it's harder for, let's say, the average somewhat technical marketer to just go in there and find the insights. So for the most part, people are going to be relying a little bit more on agencies and consultants for most parts of the process. I think the implementation and tagging isn't so different. So, what you're doing before, you may need to make some minor modifications to how you structure events and stuff like that, but that's not too hard. But the rest of it is just so cumbersome. And so you need a lot more customization involved. So that's kind of where the mechanic metaphor comes in. You need somebody kind of looking over your shoulder who can jump in and tweak things and fix things and, keep the car going in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. I know I've certainly experienced that myself. I tried to set up a funnel report to track the different steps of the funnel. And oh my God, this used to be so easy. And now I need to hire somebody to help me do it. And so that's definitely, I think part of it is it's all going towards this monetization model where Google is trying to get money out of it. And now you also need to pay for experts to help you set it up, help you get the data right, all this kind of thing.